6:58 p.m. My phone lit up on the mahogany conference table like a flare in a war zone. I didn't look at it immediately. I was in the middle of neutralizing a political catastrophe, the kind that ends careers if handled by amateurs. A junior staffer for Senator Caldwell had been photographed at a fundraiser, laughing too hard, leaning too close to the wrong donor. The optics were bad. The internet was already sharpening knives. "This isn't about the photo," I said calmly, fingers steepled, voice steady. "It's about controlling the first emotional reaction. We acknowledge concern, redirect intent, and drown the narrative with context before outrage crystallizes." The chief of staff nodded, frantic, grateful. He needed me. They always did. Then my phone vibrated again. Once. I glanced down, irritated. It wasn't Slack. It wasn't Signal. It wasn't work. It was Instagram. A burner account. Asterisk, asterisk, close friend story, asterisk, finally my turn, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. My thumb hovered. I hadn't opened that account in months. I only used it to monitor crises, watch enemies quietly, observe without being observed. No real name, no photos, no followers who mattered. And yet, I tapped. The sound in the room vanished. The chief of staff's voice faded into static. The walls felt farther away. My pulse slammed once, hard, like a door being kicked in. The screen filled with sunlight. Golden, soft, expensive. A drone shop floated over rolling hills dotted with grapevines, asterisk, asterisk, Paso Robles, asterisk, asterisk. Unmistakable. White chairs lined a stone aisle. Rose petals scattered deliberately, not naturally. Someone had paid a lot of money to make this look effortless. Then the camera tilted, and there she was. Asterisk, asterisk, Isla Monroe, asterisk, asterisk. My sister, standing beneath a floral arch that matched, down to the eucalyptus placement, the one I had pinned on a asterisk private asterisk Pinterest board 3 years earlier. A board titled asterisk maybe one day asterisk, a board no one should have seen. She was smiling, not a happy smile, a victorious one. The smile Isla wore when she took my diary at 13 and read it aloud. The smile she wore when she told our parents I'd said something mean and let me take the punishment. The smile she wore when she won. But my body didn't lock up because of her face. It locked up because of the dress. My dress. Vintage Chantilly lace. Pearl embroidery sewn in an asymmetrical constellation. I had designed myself during a solo trip to Milan long before I met my husband. The same dress I had paid $14,000 for. The same dress that had disappeared from my climate-controlled storage unit 2 months ago. I recognized every stitch, even the faint wine stain near the hem, the one I'd hidden during my own wedding with careful folds. Isla spun for the camera, laughing. Then she leaned sideways, and the man beside her came into view. My husband, Julian Monroe, wearing the tuxedo I bought him, the watch I gifted him, the face he used when he wanted admiration without earning it. He kissed her. Not a celebratory peck. A kiss with history. With entitlement. With rehearsal. To us, he said, raising a champagne glass. To freedom. Freedom. The word echoed like gunfire. My chest didn't ache. It emptied. The chief of staff was still talking. Something about suburban demographics. About likability. "Excuse me," I said, standing smoothly. He looked up, startled. "Is everything okay?" I smiled. "No," I said, "but it's about to be handled." I didn't drive. Driving requires impulse. Impulse gets you arrested, humiliated, dismissed as emotional. I sat in my car, a midnight blue Audi. Julian loved to borrow and open my laptop instead. Shock is a luxury I couldn't afford. I am asterisk, asterisk, Evelyn Monroe, asterisk, asterisk, 36 years old. And for the last 11 years, I've been Washington's quietest weapon. I don't manage crises. I rewrite realities. When CEOs get caught laundering money or senators send texts they shouldn't, I don't argue innocence. I control chronology. I decide what the public sees first, what they forget last, and who survives the fallout. My colleagues call me asterisk asterisk the editor asterisk asterisk because once I touch a story, nothing looks the same. Julian and Isla thought they were invisible. They thought distance was protection. They thought I was distracted by power. They forgot who paid for everything. They forgot what I do for a living. Julian and I had been married for asterisk asterisk 8 years asterisk asterisk. 8 carefully curated years. We were Georgetown flawless. No kids, dual income, art-filled townhouse, dinner parties that smelled like rosemary and old money. Julian was an architect, a dreamer, a man who spoke beautifully about form and balance while letting me handle reality. I paid the mortgage. I paid his student loans. I paid for the lifestyle that made him feel successful. He told people he supported my ambition. What he meant was, asterisk he benefited from it, asterisk. Isla, meanwhile, was everyone's favorite tragedy. My younger sister, the fragile one, the creative soul. Our mother, asterisk asterisk Margaret asterisk asterisk, assigned roles early. Isla needed protection. I needed responsibility. If Isla failed, it was because life was unfair. If I succeeded, it was expected. When Isla crashed her car, I paid the deductible. When Isla maxed her cards, I cleared the balance. When Isla cried, the world rearranged itself. And I rearranged with it. I funded her brand. I let her stay in our guest house. I answered her calls at midnight. When my mother was dying, she made me promise. Take care of your sister, she whispered. She needs you. You're strong. I promised. I kept that promise until it ate me alive. 3 months ago, Julian announced a project in California. Private client, he said. Huge vineyard estate. This is my breakthrough. He started disappearing every weekend. At the same time, Isla suddenly had a confidential collaboration. The timing didn't bother me. Trust is a blindfold. You don't realize you're wearing until the knife is already in. Back in the car, I made one call. Marcus, I said. He answered on the first ring. Emergency. Yes. Target. My husband. My sister. A pause. Then, same passwords. I smiled. They think they're clever. Give me 10 minutes. I looked back at the Instagram story. Isla twirling in my dress. Julian touching what was mine. A wedding happening without me. They thought this was the beginning. They had no idea it was the end. That's why I trust him with things that can't be undone. I sat in the driver's seat. Engine off Capitol Hill glowing through the windshield like a postcard. I no longer belonged in. My phone buzzed twice as emails began landing in the secure folder. Marcus and I shared no greetings. No commentary, just data. Cold, precise, devastating. The first file was labeled timeline master.pdf. I opened it. And just like that, the lies stopped being abstract. They had a beginning. It started 9 months ago. Not 6, not 3, 9. Marcus reconstructed everything from metadata alone, cloud backups, deleted messages. GPS pings, transaction timestamps, patterns never lie, even when people do. The first message between Julian and Isla wasn't flirtatious. That came later. It was practical. Can you come by tomorrow? Evelyn's in New York for hearings. I need a second opinion on a design concept. Harmless on the surface. Then another. Of course, I love how your mind works. That sentence sat in my chest like a splinter. 3 weeks later, the tone shifted. You make me feel seen. You deserve that. You're always in her shadow. There it was. The story they told themselves. Not betrayal. Correction. They weren't stealing. They were realigning the universe. People like them always believe they're the exception. I scrolled. Hotel receipts from Napa. Joint calendar edits disguised as site visits. Private notes Julian had saved in a folder called Inspiration. One note froze me. She doesn't even notice I'm gone. She loves control more than me. I laughed out loud. The sound startled even me. I noticed everything. I just didn't imagine my sister would crawl into my marriage like a parasite and smile while doing it. The financial file loaded next. I braced myself. I shouldn't have. They weren't discreet. They were reckless. Florists, caterers, venue deposits, all charged to the card in my name. The vineyard venue, paid in 4 installments. The dress alterations, charged to my account under fabric restoration. Julian's tuxedo cleaning, listed as professional uniform care. He hadn't even bothered to hide it. Why would he? I was the infrastructure. Another file opened automatically. Marcus had pulled voice memos from Isla's laptop. The kind influencers record when brainstorming content. One played. Her voice filled the car, breathy and excited. Once it's official, everything changes. People will finally see I was meant for more. Evelyn had her turn. This is mine. Another. He says I understand him better, that I don't emasculate him like she does. I shut my eyes. Julian's insecurity had always been a quiet thing, a background hum. I had made myself smaller in rooms so he could feel bigger. Let him take credit. Let him lead conversations he didn't understand. And still, it wasn't enough. It never is. The final folder was labeled legal_vulnerabilities. Marcus doesn't just collect dirt. He organizes execution. Julian had lied on zoning paperwork for the Vineyard project, falsified credentials to secure the contract. Isla's brand, built on unlicensed product resales and undisclosed sponsorships. Together, they'd used my funds for a wedding without consent. Fraud, embezzlement, misrepresentation. Infidelity wasn't even the headline. It was the garnish. My phone buzzed again. Marcus, you want scorched earth or surgical? I stared at the Vineyard livestream Isla had just reposted. White linens, guests arriving, champagne flowing. They looked euphoric. I typed back. Me, I want permanent. I finally started the car. But I didn't head west. I headed home. There were things I needed before the finale. Our house felt wrong the moment I stepped inside. Too quiet. Too staged, like a set abandoned between scenes. Julian's shoes were gone, his favorite jacket missing. Isla's throw pillow, the one she'd insisted just looked better in my living room, was still there. I picked it up. Underneath it was my wedding album, open. I hadn't touched it in years. They had. I closed it carefully and set it back. I wasn't sentimental anymore. I was strategic. I went to my office and opened the fireproof cabinet. Inside were documents I'd never thought I'd need for personal reasons. Post-nuptial agreements, asset ledgers, digital access keys. Julian had laughed when I insisted on paperwork. Do you really think we'll ever need this? I'd smiled back. I think planning is love. By the time I finished, the sun was sinking low. My phone buzzed. Isla posted again. This time, a selfie. Veil on, lip gloss perfect. Caption, some people are meant to watch from the sidelines. I smiled. She had no idea how prophetic she was being. I didn't go to the ceremony. Not yet. I sent 3 emails instead. One to Julian's biggest client. One to Isla's top brand partner. One to a journalist I trusted with stories that needed precision, not mercy. Each email contained verifiable documentation. No accusations, just facts. I hit send. At the Vineyard, Isla laughed as the officiant called everyone to stand. Julian squeezed her hand. His phone vibrated. Once, then again. He ignored it. So did Isla. They were too busy stepping into what they thought was their happily ever after. Meanwhile, my phone lit up with replies. Client, we need to talk immediately. Brand, please clarify these allegations. Journalist, is this on record? I replied to the last one. Me, yes, and I'm just getting started. I arrived at the vineyard just as they were exchanging vows. I didn't storm in. I didn't shout. I stood quietly at the back, sunglasses on, phone in hand. The officiant asked if anyone objected. Silence. Good. I didn't need to object. I needed to publish. I pressed one button, and the internet did the rest. The first scream didn't come from the guests. It came from Isla's phone. A sharp, broken sound, half gasp, half animal panic that cut straight through the soft, instrumental music drifting across the vineyard. The officiant paused mid-sentence, confused, smiling uncertainly, like a man who hadn't yet realized he was standing on a trapdoor. Isla's smile faltered, just for a second. That was all I needed. Julian felt it before he saw it. I watched his jaw tighten, his eyes flicking down as his phone vibrated again, and again, and again. The man who had once mocked me for checking my phone too often now couldn't stop looking at his. I knew what he was seeing. The subject lines alone would be enough to make his stomach drop. Urgent contract review, asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk, please advise compliance issue, asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk, call me now, asterisk, asterisk. He swallowed. Is everything okay? Isla whispered, her voice still mixed, still floating gently through the speakers. Julian forced a laugh. Yeah, just work. The lie sounded thin even to him. I stayed where I was near the back, half-shadowed beneath a stand of olive trees. No dramatic entrance. No confrontation yet. Power isn't loud. Power waits. The officiant cleared his throat and continued. Marriage is a sacred bond. Isla's phone buzzed again. This time, she didn't ignore it. She glanced down. Her pupils dilated. I saw the exact moment she understood that something was wrong, not emotionally, but strategically. Isla had always been excellent at sensing when attention was shifting away from her. She turned slightly, angling her screen away from the guests. I knew what she was reading because Marcus was feeding me updates in real time. Asterisk, asterisk, trending alert. Asterisk, asterisk, hash vineyard bride. Asterisk, asterisk, mention spike. Asterisk, asterisk, plus 3,000 to 100%. Asterisk, asterisk, video circulation. Asterisk, asterisk, accelerating. I opened Twitter. The journalist I'd emailed had moved faster than I expected. She'd posted a thread clean, factual, devastating. Asterisk, breaking. Influencer Isla Monroe and architect Julian Hale married today at a private vineyard ceremony allegedly funded with misappropriated marital assets belonging to crisis strategist Evelyn Monroe. Documents below. Asterisk. Receipts followed. Screenshots. Bank statements. Metadata. No commentary. The internet supplied that on its own. They hesitated. Julian's phone rang again. This time, he answered. I watched his shoulders sag as his lawyer spoke. Yes, he said weakly. I understand. He hung up, looked at me. What did you do? I smiled. I told the truth, I said, and I let it speak for itself. Isla was crying now, real tears, not camera-ready ones. You're ruining my life, she sobbed. I met her gaze. No, I said quietly. I'm returning it. Guests were leaving. Some embarrassed, some exhilarated. More than a few recording every second. The officiant slipped away. The vineyard staff whispered urgently into headsets. Julian reached for Isla's hand. She pulled away. This was the moment I'd been waiting for. Not the exposure, the fracture. I leaned in slightly, lowering my voice so only they could hear. You thought I wouldn't notice, I said. You thought I was busy. Julian's voice cracked. Eve, please. You thought wrong. I straightened. Enjoy the rest of your day, I said, then turned and walked away. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. By the time I reached my car, the numbers were staggering. 8.1 million views. Trending worldwide. Brand withdrawals. Legal notices. Marcus texted. Asterisk, asterisk, Marcus. Asterisk, asterisk, this is irreversible. I replied, asterisk, asterisk me, asterisk, asterisk, good. As I drove away, my phone buzzed one last time. A message from Isla. Asterisk, please, we can fix this. You always fix things. Asterisk. I pulled over. Typed one sentence. Asterisk, asterisk me, asterisk, asterisk, not for you. Then I blocked her. The sun dipped below the horizon as I merged onto the highway. Behind me, a wedding collapsed into scandal. Ahead of me, something unfamiliar waited. Freedom. By the time I reached the outskirts of the city, the story had shed its original headline and grown teeth. It was no longer asterisk influencer wedding exposed. Asterisk. It was how a crisis manager dismantled her own betrayers in real time. People love spectacle, but what they love more is precision. I didn't celebrate, I didn't pour a drink or call a friend. I went home, changed out of my heels, and opened my laptop like it was just another work night. Because destruction is loud, but consequences are quiet, methodical, and permanent. At 11:04 p.m., Julian's firm released a statement. Asterisk Julian Hale has been placed on immediate administrative leave, pending investigation into alleged misrepresentation and misuse of client funds. At 11:19 p.m., Isla's management agency dropped her. At 11:37 p.m., 3 brands posted near-identical disclaimers distancing themselves from her values. At 12:02 a.m., the Vineyard quietly disabled comments and deleted every post from the ceremony. At 12:18 a.m., my lawyer called. We're ready to file. I nodded to no one. Do it. Julian didn't come home that night or the next. When he finally did 2 days later, he looked like a man who had aged 10 years in 48 hours. His confidence had evaporated, the swagger was gone. The charming architect persona replaced by something small and panicked. I was in the kitchen, calmly making tea. You destroyed everything, he said hoarsely. I didn't turn around. No, I said. I stopped funding your lies. He laughed, broken. You could have handled this privately. I faced him then. You married my sister in my dress with my money. I said evenly. There is no private version of that. He stepped closer. I loved you. I studied him for a moment. No, I said. You loved access. That was the moment he knew there was nothing left to negotiate. The divorce was swift, not emotional, not dramatic, efficient. I had documentation for everything: assets, timelines, expenditures. The judge barely looked up while ruling in my favor. Julian left with what he brought into the marriage, which wasn't much. He tried to fight for reputation damages. That didn't go anywhere. Isla tried something different. She went quiet. No posts, no stories, no manifesting. Silence is what people choose when they think absence will soften memory. It doesn't. It only sharpens curiosity. Then, 3 weeks later, she broke. She uploaded a crying video. No makeup, no filters. The classic apology template. She talked about complex family dynamics, about mistakes made in love, about women tearing each other down. She never said my name. She didn't have to. The comments did it for her. Asterisk, you stole your sister's husband. Asterisk. Asterisk, you wore her dress. Asterisk. Asterisk, you used her money. Asterisk. Asterisk, this isn't victimhood. It's theft. Asterisk. The video disappeared within the hour. So did another 12,000 followers. My mother's voice haunted me less after that. Not gone, but quieter. Therapy helped. So did distance. I sold the house on Capitol Hill, bought something smaller, cleaner, mine. I donated the wedding album to a recycling program without opening it again. The dress? I didn't want it back. Some things aren't worth reclaiming. 6 months later, I was invited to speak on a panel about crisis ethics in the digital age. Someone asked, how do you decide when to intervene publicly versus privately? I smiled. You don't intervene emotionally, I said. You intervene structurally. Emotion fades. Structure endures. The clip went viral. Again. But this time, I controlled the narrative. Julian moved to a different state. Lower tier firm. Fewer clients. No spotlight. Isla tried rebranding under a new name. It didn't stick. The internet remembers patterns, even when usernames change. One evening, long after the noise died down, I received an email from Isla. No subject line. Just 6 words. Asterisk, I don't know who I am. Asterisk. I stared at the screen. Then I closed the laptop. Some lessons can't be outsourced. People ask me now if revenge was the point. It wasn't. Revenge is loud. Justice is deliberate. I didn't destroy them because I was angry. I destroyed the illusion that they could take from me without consequence. I still work in crisis management, but I choose my clients more carefully now. I don't erase people anymore. I let them be seen. And here's the truth no one talks about. I didn't lose a husband. I didn't lose a sister. I lost parasites. And I've never been healthier.